y'all. The young man that made it happen out. Please put your hands together, y'all. Give it up for the Dream 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet. Make some noise. Give it up for Charles Sims.
Hello, my name is Charles Sims. Let me begin by saying me and members of my team have been working on this since the first week of June. And we are so happy that we were able to come here on the anniversary weekend of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream. I want to thank everyone for coming out today and assembling peacefully, as is our way in the United States of America. I personally want to thank my family for their support. Special guests and dignitaries, thank you. I want to thank Isaac Ford and Ron Redwing from the city of Memphis for helping throughout this whole process. I want to thank the National Civil Rights Museum. I want to thank my friend Jarrell Poe for believing in this vision from the very beginning. I want to thank Angela McGlowan, who I consider a friend and mentor. I want to thank my battles, Justin Hutz and Sean Massimo. I want to thank Brandon and Dominique McClellan. I want to thank the late Billy Munger of Jackson, Mississippi. I want to thank Joseph S. Sims. We love and miss you. When I began this process, I reached out to two people that I didn't personally know. These people were Dr. Alveda King and Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. Steadfast and loyal, sir. Both of these individuals sent messages of support, and I cannot express how humbled I am that this happened. Thank you both so very much. Last but not least, a very big thank you to the city of Memphis, Tennessee. This is the culmination of a lot of very hard work, so thank you for coming out. Today, I return to the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee, a place I first visited during my childhood. My name is Charles Sims, and I've come here today to speak about unity and brotherhood. Not a single individual has told me what or what not to say in this message. It started with a simple phone call to my friend, Jarrell Poe, who I know from our time together at Ole Miss. I asked him, if we had a chance to help our country, to help our state, would you stand with me? He said yes, immediately, and let's do it, Sims. Two sons of Mississippi, different backgrounds, different races, but still brothers, attempting to chart a new path forward with honor, respect, and love. I am nothing in life but a common soldier, as were many of my people before me. I wish for nothing after the conclusion of this but to return home to my family in peace. I have no quarrel with any man or woman within our borders. I only want to pass along this message in hopes of realizing a part of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream. Memphis, Tennessee, what is a piece of the dream worth? It's worth life. I stand here today to explain past events and to reconcile with common brother. I am a descendant of Senator James Zachariah George of Mississippi, known as the Great Commoner. George moved to Mississippi from Georgia around the age of 8 years old. He was a very intelligent legal scholar, by the age of 20 becoming a lawyer. When the Mexican-American War began, he enlisted as a private in the volunteer Mississippi Rifles. Upon returning to his home, he got back to his business of law. However, events began to transpire that would lead our country to the American Civil War. James E. George stood with his state, voted for, and signed the Ordinance of Secession. As a colonel, George commanded the 5th Mississippi Cavalry Regiment during the war. After the war, he attempted to navigate the ravages of Reconstruction. masterminding what became known as the Mississippi Plan in 1875. He became a Chief Justice of the Mississippi Supreme Court, a 3-term United States Senator. Furthermore, he helped frame the Constitution of Mississippi in 1890. Then, he successfully defended it before the Senate and the United States Supreme Court. For all intents and purposes, had it not been for the stain of his support for the American Civil War, Senator George may have been remembered among our finest. However, in framing the Constitution of 1890, he laid the blueprint for the disenfranchisement of many black people through poll taxes, literacy tests, and the Understanding Clause. He became the primary architect of the Jim Crow laws. This is the truth. Memphis, Tennessee, I want you to tell everyone what you saw here today. I want the whole world to know. Tell them about the people you saw, the love you felt, and the positive message that was spread. I come here today to realize a piece of Dr. King's dream. I can only offer a piece. Other people must help realize other pieces to create the whole. This is the piece I offer. Dr. King said, "I have a dream. One day, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood." He also said, "I have a dream. One day, even in the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice." This is what I offer and seek to achieve. Was silence holding up the process? Maybe. Maybe not. I didn't have this message until God planted the seed in my heart. It came to me when I heard George Floyd cry out for his mama, and the Holy Spirit filled my heart with love. This is when the message came to me. I have been appointed and anointed to bring this message of love to the people. If a black man is willing to hold the hand of the descendant of James D. George, I will walk with this man. George Floyd's life was absolutely worth more than $20, and I'm here to prove it. Dr. King said, "The checks have continued coming back marked insufficient funds. But today, Memphis, Tennessee, we cash some of those checks in full. And I'm here to pay the interest." I have heard your cries from the streets for a very long time. I have heard people say, "Where are our leaders? Where are our veterans? Where is our justice?" Well, I'm not sure if I'm a leader, but I am a combat veteran. Fire and bravery were our nectar and ambrosia. We, the veterans of the United States, are capable of anything we put our minds to. As a soldier, I served my state in the Mississippi National Guard and on active duty with the 4th Infantry Division, part of the 1st Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment. Its motto is "Having been led by love of country." This love of my country has led me here to Memphis, Tennessee. And I will not shrink from this moment, for these are the times that try men's souls. The summer of injustice, Dr. King, is still burning as hot as ever, almost 60 years later. It feels like the hot heat coming from the streets of Baghdad. However, we still move towards that cool autumn breeze, towards the promised land. We remember many of the things that happened during this struggle. We remember the Freedom Riders. We remember Ole Miss and James Meredith. We remember Sergeant Medgar Evers. We remember those horrible bombings in Birmingham. We remember Emmett Till and the Tallahatchie River. We remember the Tulsa race riots on Black Wall Street. We remember John Lewis at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. We remember Eugene Bull Connor with his attack dogs and his water cannons, we also remember Dr. King was not afraid of that water, and through peaceful protest, turned Bull Connor into a steer. One of Dr. King's stories I can really relate to a lot comes from the "I have been to the mountaintop" speech. When Dr. King spoke about the deranged woman stabbing him in the chest during a book signing. And if he had sneezed, he would have died because the knife had been so close to his aorta. Then he spoke about what he would have missed if he sneezed. I have had many of these don't sneeze moments in my life. I personally drove over an estimated 500-pound improvised explosive device shortly before its detonation. It destroyed another tank, blowing its turret completely off. The person where I was sitting was killed. One small deviation would have taken my life. A person stands on stage with me here today. He jumped into that still burning tank to recover items and to try and save his already perished comrades. He continues to run into the flames and serve his state and his city in the New York City Fire Department. His name is Sean Massimo. Thank you for coming, Sean. There are too many combat events to recount, or we would be here all day. But I was so close to dying so many times that I never would have been able to bring this message of love. I do want to honor the men that lost their lives and touched my heart throughout my service. These men are Staff Sergeant Christopher Shornack, PFC Peter Wagler, Staff Sergeant Lance Chase, Sergeant David Herrera, Captain James Funkhauser, and Lieutenant James Lyons. I have prayed and I have prayed for someone, anyone, to step up and make a positive difference. We have continued down the path of sectarianism, tribalism, and the worst forms of hyper-racial political division. Battle lines are being drawn all across our cities and states, but it doesn't have to be that way. Shall it be peace or the sword? Dr. King said, nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon, which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man who wields it. It is a sword that heals. The flames that continue to cover some of our streets need to be extinguished with the love of our people and nation. The heart of this nation must be restarted again and massaged back to normal rhythm. The world continues to move, and we move with it. People of opposing sides must come together again and begin the healing process. I love this country and have been and continue to be willing to lay my life down for it. We truly believe that most Americans have love in their hearts for each other. And the hope for today is that we can create the spark that ignites that love again. I want to leave everyone with these parting words. Always, always keep your light so shining a little ahead of the rest. My name is Charles Sims. This is the Dream 2020. Thank you so much for coming out and making this vision a reality. God bless Memphis, Tennessee. God bless Mississippi. And God bless the United States of America. Jarrell, are you ready to live the dream?
Hell yeah.
Jarrell, are you ready?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all all for coming out. Thank you so much.
One more round of applause once again, y'all. Give it up once again for the Dream 2020. Give it up for Charles Sims, y'all. Make some noise. Once again, y'all, thank you guys so much for coming out, y'all. Everybody hold one finger in the air. Everybody hold one finger in the air. We are what? We are one, y'all. Yes, sir. Woo! Once again, y'all, thank you for coming out to the Dream 2020.
Dr. King said, "Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon, which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man who wields it." We believe that nonviolence is important because bringing that to the forefront is how we get the healing. Many of the problems that we face are problems of coming together of the heart and of emotion. It is vitally important at a crucial moment in our country's history to come and do our part to help when the help is needed. Let's go realize the dream.